Hi guys, and welcome to today's news lesson. My name is Stuart. The objective of these lessons, as you know, is to help you build your vocabulary by looking at words in the news, different words, different expressions, and also to help you understand current events better in English, to help you in oral examinations, or if you have to talk about these events in English. Let's go to the lesson. Okay, so let's get straight into the news today. Again, we are looking at the Guardian newspaper, a British newspaper, and we are in the world section. We'll have a look today at something from Asia, and we can see that there's various pieces of news from Asia. This one here looks interesting, so we'll have a look here at China. World's highest bridge nears completion in Guizhou. Now, I don't speak Chinese, so my Chinese pronunciation is not the best, so please forgive me there. So let's have a look at this article here. The bridge in mountainous southwestern China soars 565 meters or 1,854 feet above a river. Okay, so the key word here is this one here, soars. It soars. Now, we use the word soar. For example, a plane can soar or a bird can soar, meaning that it goes up in the air quickly. And here we're using soar. If a bridge soars above a river, it means that it rises above the river. So we'll have a look at the definition here of this word. So we'll look it up here quickly, and we can see here that the word means to fly or rise high in the air, for example, a bird or a plane. And we can see that some synonyms are to fly, ascend, climb, rise. Okay, so in the context of the bridge rises or soars 565 meters above a river. So let's have a look here. Chinese engineers have completed the basic structure of what is expected to become the world's highest bridge. It's expected to become the world's highest bridge, meaning that it's not the world's highest bridge yet, but people are expecting it to become the world's highest bridge. So the bridge in mountainous southwestern China again soars above the river, the Guizhou Provincial Transport Department said in a statement. As such, it overtakes the Si-Du River Bridge in the central province of Hubei to become the world's highest bridge, that said the statement posted on Sunday. Now, this structure here, as such, at the beginning of a sentence. Now, it's a little bit complicated here, but the best definition that I can find is this one here, meaning in the capacity previously specified or understood. So, for example, here we see that the bridge soars 565 meters above a river. Okay, it soars. As such, because of this previous information here, as such, it overtakes. It overtakes. So remember that definition, in the capacity previously specified. Okay, so previously specified 565 meters above the river. As such, it overtakes. So at the moment, we have the Si-Du River, which is number one. This bridge is going to overtake that bridge when it's finished, okay? And as such, it will become the world's highest bridge, okay? The two ends, this one here, the two ends of the bridge were linked or joined, okay? The 1,341 meter span is expected to open to traffic at the end of this year and will cut road trips from Liupanshu in Guizhou and Zhuanghui in neighboring Yunnan province from around 5 hours to less than 2. So the span of the bridge, a bridge span, okay, going from one side to the other, the span of the bridge is expected to open to traffic at the end of this year and will reduce road trips by car, by lorry, truck, etc. From this place to the other place from around 5 hours to less than 2. So 3 hours of people's trips will be cut, the state broadcaster China Central Television reported on Monday. So this article again highlighting the enormous infrastructure projects which have been taking place in China for the last few decades, and obviously this bridge overtaking another Chinese bridge to become the number one, half a kilometer or more than half a kilometer above a river. So you can imagine the magnitude of this infrastructure or engineering project. And as I said before, not uncommon in China in recent years, these huge infrastructure projects. Now, for the next article, we're going to go to the Washington Post. So we've had a look at some British news. We'll have a look at some news coming out of the States now. Let's see what we can find here. All right. So we'll have a look at this one here, which is about Uber. And we can see here, for some safety experts, Uber's self-driving taxi test isn't something to hail. Okay, isn't something to hail. So what do we understand? So Uber's self-driving taxi test, so self-driving, Uber is experimenting with taxis that don't have a driver, so they're self-driving. We can also say driverless taxis, and it isn't something to hail. Now, hail has 2 or 3 different meanings. One, for example, are these hard rocks of ice that come down from the sky, and in this particular instance, it's a play on words. There's a double meaning here, and because another meaning of hail is to call a taxi, you hail a taxi, and also if you hail something, it means that you praise it, okay, or you speak well about a particular person or thing, okay, you praise. So we'll have a look at the definition of hail. So we'll go here. We'll have directly a look in the dictionary. So the first one is the pellets of frozen rain, okay, the hail. But the one we're looking for is this one here, which is to signal or to stop a taxi. You hail a taxi, taxi, you hail a taxi. And the other one is to acclaim enthusiastically, okay, which is the other meaning. So there's a play on words, a double meaning here, to praise or acclaim enthusiastically. All right, so we'll go back to the article. Play on words, double meaning. Uber's self-driving taxi test isn't something to hail, isn't something to praise, let's say, or to acclaim. But the play on words with the hail a taxi. Let's see if you can get that. Here we have a picture of the car, the driverless car, I suppose, even though there is a driver in the car. Okay, so let's have a look at the first paragraph. So, Uber's decision to bring self-driving taxis to the streets of Pittsburgh this week is raising alarms among a swath of safety experts who say that the technology is not nearly ready for prime time. So, a swath of safety experts. Definition.
Swath.
Now, a broad strip or area of something. So, what they mean here is that there's a broad group of safety experts who say that the technology is not nearly ready for prime time. So not one expert, not 2 experts, but a broad range of different experts or safety experts that say that the technology is not ready for prime time, meaning that it's not ready to be introduced to the public, okay? Not ready for prime time. Swath or swathe, there's 2 different ways we can use that word. This is more of an American pronunciation and spelling. In the British English, there would be an E on the end, meaning swathe, okay? The unprecedented experiment. The unprecedented experiment. Unprecedented, meaning that it hasn't been done before. Let's have a look at the definition. Never been done before, so unheard of, unknown, new, groundbreaking, revolutionary, okay? Unprecedented experiment will launch even though Pennsylvania has yet to pass basic laws that permit the testing of self-driving cars or rules that would govern what would happen in a crash. So Pennsylvania has yet to pass basic laws, meaning that they haven't done it yet. Okay, they are yet, or they have yet to pass those basic laws. Be careful of the structure there, meaning that until this moment there are no specific laws on this particular problem, or Uber, let's say. And Uber is also not required to pass along any data from its vehicles to regulators, okay, to pass the data from its vehicles to the regulators. So there's a bit of a legal problem here. Firstly, there's no permit that allows people to test these driverless cars, and also the data doesn't go from the cars to the regulators, so the regulators don't have the necessary data. Meanwhile, researchers note autonomous cars have been thrown off by bridges, a particular problem in Pittsburgh, which has more bridges than any other major US city. Now, this word here has been thrown off by bridges. So if the cars have been thrown off by bridges, it means that the bridges are causing the technology to make a mistake. So you can imagine that you're driving along with your GPS signal, and the bridge is some type of interference perhaps, and it causes the GPS to make a mistake, which could lead to some type of dangerous situation. So it's been thrown off, caused to make a mistake, which is a particular problem in Pittsburgh, which has more bridges than any other major US city. So obviously testing this technology in Pittsburgh, where there are a lot of bridges, is not perhaps the best idea. The next line says, they are essentially making the commuters guinea pigs. The commuters are the people that travel in these vehicles. They're commuting. Commuting technically means that you travel from home to work in the morning, or from one place to another. You commute, let's say, and the commuters are the people that do the commuting. And guinea pigs are people used for experiments. Guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are little animals that children sometimes have as pets, but they're also used in laboratories as for experiments. And if you use somebody as a guinea pig, you're using them in an experiment where perhaps you don't know the result, or what the results are going to be. Said Joan Claybrook, consumer protection advocate. An advocate is a person that strongly recommends a particular cause or policy. So she's an advocate for the consumer protection. So this article, obviously the debate about Uber, which is a very controversial application. It's a taxi service that has changed the way people move around cities. It's disrupted traditional industries like the traditional taxi industries in all of the cities where you can find Uber. And now they're experimenting with self-driving cars, and there's also people or advocates that are trying to highlight the danger of this particular type of driverless or self-driving taxi. So again, another controversial experiment that Uber is trying to do. So we'll leave this here now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to give the lesson a thumbs up if you liked it. Please comment in the comment section below if you have any opinion on the topics that we spoke about today. Also remember to share the video on social media. I'll see you in the next lesson. Have a good day. Bye.